This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 2431. 7 Ways My Kids Actually Save Me Money by J Money of budgetsaresexy.com. And I'm your host and personal finance enthusiast, Diana Merriam. Now let's get right to today's post as we optimize your life. 7 Ways My Kids Actually Save Me Money by J Money of budgetsaresexy.com. There's a lot of talk on how much kids cost you over the years, with some blockers even going as far as tracking it every month before burning out. But it's a little known fact that while they do pull from the wallet, they can also add to it too. Or at least prevent you from pulling from it because nobody's got time to spend that money anymore. Which is basically the too long didn't read version of this post, but I'll continue on just for fun. Here are a bunch of ways my kids actually help me save money every day. Number 1, I rarely eat out anymore. I used to grab lunch or dinner out at least 2 to 3 times a week pre-kids. Now I don't ever eat out because it's such a hassle and it costs 3 times what it used to, not to mention being the opposite of relaxing. Number 2, I rarely go out partying anymore. A savings of at least $1,000 a month from alcohol right there. But while this is partially due to me just getting older and not having the time, it's also to make sure I'm always available for my kids at any point, day or night, in case of an emergency. Things you don't ever think about when you're solo. But once you're responsible for another human being, it gets real fast. And I wouldn't ever forgive myself if, God forbid, something happened while I was incapacitated. Number 3, I hardly go shopping anymore. Or I should say, I rarely go out shopping for myself anymore. We're always picking up kids' stuff, but no more casually browsing around or finding a new fun outfit to wear or anything. I make my 2 bi-yearly trips to TJ Maxx just to remember what it's like to treat myself again, but outside of that, the days of window shopping are over. Number 4, I don't travel that much anymore. I'm probably sounding super boring right now, but I just can't pry myself away from my family for any extended period of time. And/or put the burden of watching them all on my wife while I skip town. I do my once-a-year trip to our blogging conference each year, FinCon, which doubles as my vacation. But outside of that, I'm home every night, tucking my boys into bed until that fateful day where they no longer want me to and tell me to bugger off. And in which case, I might just start traveling again. This excludes all of our family trips, by the way, like taking beach trips or other fun weekend getaways. I still do all that. Just not the 7-day boys trips anymore to exotic locations, which incidentally helps with almost every single item on this list as well. Number 5, I eat 100 times healthier now. Long gone are the 10 p.m. dinners or late night snacking in those earlier days. They're now replaced with much more adult eating times and thoroughly better balanced meals, saving me both calories and future health costs. Number 6, I sleep 100 times better now, outside of the baby periods. Once we got our meal times in check, I found myself settling in better too, with more reasonable sleeping hours enacted, and now showered and in bed by around 9 o'clock every night for some me time, providing me with substantially more mental and physical energy the following day, which can only help both the wallet and health long term. And the 5 a.m. wake-ups have only added to this, giving me a couple extra hours of hustle time before the household awakes. And I swear, I'm still having the most vivid dreams ever since waking up early. It's so surreal and literally happens almost every night. And lastly, number 7, I avoid doing anything that increases the odds of me dying sooner. Because after all, you can't very well grow your wealth if you're gone and dead. But also because the thought of leaving my kids fatherless is just way too much for me to bear. So I'm always doing my best to avoid anything that speeds up those chances, like smoking my once beloved cigars, or finally getting that motorcycle I had previously wanted before having kids. I know you can't avoid everything in life, and I swear I actually do have a lot of fun. But so long as I have control over things, I'll continue skirting the reaper as best I can so my kids and wallet continue to have their pops around, helping guide them through life. Vices are fun, but you can have just as much fun without them too. And really, that last line there sums it up pretty well since having kids. Yeah, I'm better at saving and prioritizing now since I don't get out there as much. but a bulk of my changes have come from purely just wanting to be the best father I can be for them, which means taking care of myself as much as taking care of my kids. I don't always win out and still very much have my weaknesses, but it's a constant goal I strive for, and any financial gains that happen to come from it is only added incentive. Kids are still hella expensive, not gonna lie, but at least they can change your life for the better too. They don't totally drain all the joy and money from your life. Anyway, let this be a counterpoint to all those "you can't afford kids" articles out there. And if it's something you truly want in your life one day, I hope you do go for it and you'll adapt just fine. You just listened to the post titled 7 Ways My Kids Actually Save Me Money by J Money of budgetsaresexy.com.
Wait, are you gaming? On a Chromebook?
Yep. It's got a high-res 120Hz display, plus this killer RGB keyboard. And I can access thousands of games anytime, anywhere.
Stop playing.
What?
Get out of here.
Huh?
Yeah, I want you to stop playing and get out of here so I can game on that Chromebook.
Got it.
Discover the ultimate cloud gaming machine, a new kind of Chromebook.
I think having kids is a lifestyle choice. And while it can be expensive, there are also endless opportunities to optimize expenses. I've been fascinated by the variability in how parents approach kid-centric expenses. Years ago, when a friend of mine was pregnant, she shared with me that she literally spent nothing on baby supplies. She went on mom groups on Facebook and found everything she needed for free, since so many parents are just trying to get rid of stuff as their kids get older. She also went the cloth diaper route. She did admit that she spent a considerable amount of time and effort finding what she needed, and it would have been easier to just buy stuff, but she enjoyed the challenge. I think just like buying a home, kids can be as expensive as you allow them to be. For example, do they really need tons of brand new toys? Kids have a magical ability to turn everyday objects into toys and adventures. Instead of splurging on expensive toys, they find joy in simple things you probably already have around the house. Embracing their imaginative play not only fosters their creativity, but also keeps your wallet intact, as you don't have to constantly buy new toys. And that'll do it for another edition of Optimal Finance Daily. Thank you so much for joining today and every day. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.